Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to a July 5th edition of boom, 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 awesomecallstrading.com. How you doing? You can tell we're in a good mood as always. This is what we do. It's a Friday. A lot of rooms didn't trade today. A lot of mods took off for the weekends, whatever. But there's always an opportunity. I love day trading. I love opportunities as they come in, and I've traded on the 4th of July, 5th of July, probably for the last what 7, 8 years, um, and I've always had fun things to find. There's always an opportunity, not just in awesome calls trading, but just the stock market just gives us such an opportunity to make money. It's not even funny. I mean, think about it. Think about it for a second. Think about it. I mean, just really, really nuts and bolts. What is day trading? Really, what is it? What is it? Okay, day trading is knowing. Day trading is making money on a movement of the stock, whether it goes up or down. That movement could be anywhere from 5 cents to $5 to $50. Okay, in that movement of that stock, you can either go long or short. If the key thing is knowing where the stock's going to go. That's the key thing. Once you understand where the stocks are going to go, and you're really, I mean, a real true pro, somebody who's been in the business 10 years or more. That's how I look at it. When somebody goes, he's a professional day trader, the first question I ask is, how long has he been trading? And I do base it off of tenure, which is I like 10 years or more. I'm on what, 15, 16. And the reason is because you have to go in cycles as a day trader. You have to be able to it's like when I was in the mortgage business. Okay. When I was in the mortgage business, when I first started, I went bankrupt. I mean, that's how bad it was. I couldn't get a loan. If I couldn't get it. I mean, I was making $1,500 a month. You try to live on that back 15, 20 years ago. And then you know, because I went through that cycle, I was able to appreciate, you know, what it was like, and it humbled me because it was like I had to really work to build my rep in the mortgage banking industry. And imagine 10 years later, I was making $400,000 a week. Okay, a week. So when I look at these day traders out there that own these rooms, oh look, I made 5 million in my 20 years. I'm thinking to myself, God, Jesus, man, I made what, 16 million in 2005, I think 9 or 10 million 2004, you know? And so I know what it's like to be at those levels. You know what I'm saying? But what I love is, you know, it's just like day trading. I had to go through the cycle of being a loser, constantly losing on trades, not understanding the move, constantly second guessing myself, reevaluating myself, breaking computers, smashing, you know, tops. What do you call it? Um, I had to go through a tremendous amount of just losing and losing, the bad times to be able to understand what it's like to really read through a stock. And now here I am, uh, 16 years later, and I could just pick a stock and here, I'll show you a perfect example. I come in the chat room and I go, I need a stock while I'm talking on the webinar. I just need to make like $100. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to go with Avco long. So I come in the room and I buy right here at 283.02. Okay, and I said, okay, traders, I'm going to overnight this, but I'm going to put a sell order in at 284 if it comes. Okay, and which is right here. If not, I will overnight the stock. Now I've already made money on this stock, so whatever I play, it's in cash. I think just a fortune on this trade today, right? So I just come in the chat room, I look at a stock, and I predict the movement of the stock before it moves. Now look, if you had taken 500 shares when I took it, all right, or 300 shares, you just made 50 cents because I told you the movement of the stock before it moved. Now think about that. 300 shares, 50 cents, all right, is $150. 200 shares, 50 cents is $100. Just because I looked at it, look at the chart. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm long. That's it. You see how far I've come? 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I wouldn't have known the first thing about buying a stock like this. Why would I buy it? What's the purpose of buying it? Do I understand? See, over time, you learn the game. You learn why a stock is coming down, why it's going to come down. 9 times out of 10, it's in the news. The news tells you why it's going to come down. The PR tells you why it's going to come down. You know, if the market's pulling, you have a variety of stocks that are going to pull. If the market starts to gap up, you have a variety of stocks that push back up. My point is when you're in a chat room that teaches you every day how to read through the stock, read through it. And I really want you to think of those words, read through it. I'm going to show you a read through moment. All right. A read through moment. Okay. This isn't about predicting the movement of the stock before it moves. This is not about predicting. I hate that word predicting because I think it's kind of an insult for a man like me, for a trader like me. Okay. Predicting is like you're guessing. Okay. I predict that this will do this. Are you? No, that shit. I don't ever want to say that word ever in Awesome Calls Trading. It's an insult. No, when I give a call, I know where it's going to go. And I know where it's going to go, how it's going to go. I know how to trade it. I know everything. Okay. So, and so when I put out a call to the chat room and I put it in writing in front of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, not to mention that actually thousands of people that, from other rooms that come and copy and paste my notes and put it in their rooms. I mean, this this one call is exposed all over the place. But a lot of people outside our room won't trade it because they're not being taught why the stock is coming down. I want you to look carefully at this call. I really want you to look carefully at this call. Okay, so here's the call. All right, the stock is gapping up $2. I like to see any pop at the open as just running as a fade. So in other words, I want you as soon as it pops, I want you to scale in the short. This stock will come all the way back between 10 and 10 and a quarter and under on this news. You see how I wrote that? On the news. Not the chart's going to tell me, not the VWAP and the EMA. No, no. The VWAP and the EMA and the channels and the 5-minute and the 10-minute candles, and none of that's going to tell me it's coming down to 10. None of it. The news is going to tell me the direction of the stock. And because I understand the news, I can put out a call like this and say, this is a $10 stock. So you as a trader come in and go, okay, AJ, it's sitting at 11.50. So you're telling me if I can take 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, 4,000 shares, 5,000 shares, and buy 5,000 shares of this stock, I will make $5,000 today? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what this is about, understanding news. Now, how do you interpret the news? Well, first you need this room to keep spelling out what is news and what is news, not news. Then you need a scan. You have to have your scan. And having a scan service is important. So in the morning, you could see it yourself. So in other words, let's see why it was up. Okay. So here it is. I can go all the way to the 5th right here. All right. Here's the headline. DBBT rallies on expectations. That's a short right there. Just that word, expectations, you short the stock. Now, why? Why would you short the stock just on that word? Because it's not set in stone. The company's saying, and Bloomberg saying, they expect. but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. You expect me to do a webinar every night, right? Okay, well, I do it. All right. But you cannot rally a stock to the upside on expectations because to me, that is just a short. Now, read the headline. Expectations of peanut allergy submission. Okay, you're submitting something. Again, here we go again with you got two reasons to short expectations and submission. There's still nothing approved. And then look at this. We expect refiling. Oh my God, this whole thing is a nightmare. Whoever wrote this was too honest. So stops S high of the day means stops at high of the day, Kimberly. Okay. So you see that? So now I broke it all down. I broke it all down. So now I'm educating the trader. This is the short. There's too much vague information to justify this move. Therefore, I'm going to give it value around the $10 value, but that's it. So this stock will come down to 10 and under. It should gap fill all the way, but for today, from a day trade standpoint, for you to make your thousands of dollars to pay your bills, I'm going to take the stock down to $10. And that's what I do. So I put it in writing. It's written right here. Gives you plenty of time to get access to the shorts. Any pop at the open, you add into it if you're short in pre-market. Don't worry about it. And then you fade the stock. And there it is. $10 and under. Just like it was scripted. If you know the movement of the stock before it moves, this is what will make you successful. Now, when the stock was curling around here, I told the shorts, be careful. This is just short covering retail. How do I know that? Pull up the 1 minute and you can see the volume. 6,000, 4,900, 2,600. This is retail. There are no funds doing anything here. This is a bunch of day traders across the United States covering their positions with 1,000, 1,500 shares, 400 shares. When they're done covering, stop again and go back to shorting again. Once it breaks through the bear flag right here, right there, snaps through this 1045, you go straight down to 10 and under. You see the gap fill? It might end up around 980. But you see how one trade can change your life? You see how one trade away could change the way you view like, wow, you can make money in this business. Here, I'm going to give you another one. I want you to look at this one. This is an interesting one too. KPTI. Now, KPTI got FDA approval, okay? But this morning, KPTI was running, and it was running nice. So the great Janny, who runs the pre-market morning in the chat room, he comes in and he says, right around here, it had a base. Pre-market it threw up all the way to 1087, came down. All right. Now Janny's in the room around this time, 4 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of traders like Alex and Palmer and B Trades, they're in the room. All right. Janny's got the screen share and he's saying, all right, let it find itself. He's not saying to short it. He's not doing it. He's not saying anything. He's just saying, just chill on it for a moment. And then around 5 o'clock in the morning, about an hour and a half before the market opens, he calls a long here. He said, I see the basing. I go, I like it long out of the gate or in pre-market. So he walked it up, and that's why you saw people tweeting, I made $1,000, I made 500 because Jenny was walking it up. I come in the room, and the stock is pretty much already up. I'm already doing my pre-market list. So KPTI was my number one. I was watching it. I didn't play it pre-market, but I knew exactly what the stock was, what it was doing. My job was to identify what it was going to do for the day. How do I do that? Well, I know the history of the stock. Honestly, I'm the one who called it from down here. If you were in our chat room, I actually called it from $6 all the way to 920. I called each spot out all the way up. All right. So I know this stock very, very well. But Jenny was right. As long as you have that base there, it was going to make a move. So now what do? I come in the chat room and I look at it and I say, all right, traders, in order for us to go long, we need to bust out through 1080.11 with size. And I'm talking 1 million shares. If it doesn't bust out, and it starts to break a lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. You see that? Boom, 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 boom. The stock will fade all day long. Okay, you want to see it? See? Otherwise, the stock will simply fade all day long. So that's telling you if you have all day to be able to trade this stock, you will be able to make thousands of dollars. Not hundreds, but thousands. All you have to do is get yourself a position. And in the chat room, a lot of times somebody will ask me, is this a long? Is it curling here? And I'll constantly tell them, no, this is not a long. I don't buy this here. You see, remember I was telling you it takes you years and years and years of seasoning to be able to make statements like that? Imagine a trader in the room going, well, I just heard a chat room say this is a long right here. It's curling at 9.7 going to 11 now. I'm going to go long. And in here, I'm like, no, 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 no. Scalp trade only, maybe 10, 15 cents, but watch it pull. It'll sell off more. I've been doing this for 16 years. So I see the chart patterns and I can tell when it's not going to hold. So what that means to a short seller, why they come in here is because they're being told, no, this is a continued short and it's going to keep selling off all day fade. That's why they're here. So they're not being shaken out where other rooms are shaking them out because they're playing the 10, 15 cent move where we're playing the big move. I'm going to give you another one. I'm going to go to a different extreme now. I'm going to show you Qualcomm. Okay, take a look at Qualcomm. Now, this was gapping down from Friday. I'm sorry, from Tuesday. Tuesday or Wednesday? Wednesday. The reason it was gapping down and sold off, go to your scan. Again, you have to go to your scan. You have to have a scan because the scan tells you the news, right? So I pull up Qualcomm, and I've been playing Qualcomm for 10, 12 years. So I understand how Qualcomm works. So I come in and I see that it is down because it shows right here, Qualcomm. Down 3% after Bloomberg reported the company lost in its attempt to put a pause on U.S. judge ruling that the company engaged in anti-competitive practices. Traders, this has been the same news, just regurgitated over and over and over and over and over. You see my point? So this gap down was a buying opportunity. It was a buying opportunity. That's all Qualcomm was. And so what I do is I come in the chat room and I immediately tell the chat room, and this is what the beauty of this room is. I actually tell you where to enter. I'm telling you long here at 74.30. I'm telling you the entry. I'm telling you the stock is going to go to 76. There is no short in the stock. This is an opportunity for us to be on the long side. There is no short. So anybody that came in the room going, oh, that's a short, okay, you were not in the right room because I never said ever to short Qualcomm because you obviously didn't read the news. I read the news and it's a $76 stock. All you have to do is buy it, click it, execute it, and move on. That's all you have to do. And if it dips to 72, smile. Have an average of 73, you're done. There's nothing to talk about. What are you going to talk about? There's nothing to talk about. Okay? So you come over. Here's Qualcomm. You buy the entry. Here's the entry. Everyone had the same opportunity. Pre-market to buy. Market even pulled it. You still had the same opportunity. And within 95 seconds, you had already hit 75.40. If you had 1,000 shares, you made 1,400 bucks in 95 seconds. How? Because I knew, I didn't guess, I didn't predict, I knew how the stock would react at the open. Anybody could have made money on this stock. Anybody. All you had to do was be in the right room to educate you why. Okay? I'll show you another one. I want you to look at how Tesla was called this morning. Now, you all know Tesla, I kicked ass on it on Wednesday. I called the 235 area on Wednesday, and there's 235. I called it, and I even said the stock was going to go to 242 at the open, and I said it was going to go to 235, maybe a little bit lower. And I nailed it to perfection. This morning, he was gapping up a little bit more, just a little. And so you know what I said? This stock is going to pull to 230 at the open. When it does, go long. How do I know this? How do I know this? Because I've been doing this for so long. Again, I don't need a chart pattern to tell me how to trade it. I have a feel for the stock. A technical trader in here would probably automatically line up exactly what I'm thinking. There's probably no doubt about that. But for me, I don't use the technical analysis. I feel the stock. I gauge it. I know where the stock is going to probably come down to, settle around, and make a move back to the upside. Okay. I did not say the stock was going to go down to 220, 210, all day sell off. No, never said that. I said the stock's going to pull the 230 area, bottom curl, and go back up. So you can short the open, pull it down, bottom curl, and go back up. This is why traders come in this room. All right, nobody's throwing darts. I saw a Twitter feed. Some dude was announcing, I'm going to give this free alert. And you look at his alert, and he's all over the place. And the alert didn't even work. You know why? Because he really doesn't know how to trade. You know? Imagine me putting this on Twitter. I wouldn't have. There's no hesitation. I would have done what I did in the room. And what did I do in the room? No hesitation. It took me 2 seconds to read the chart. There it is. Pull it open to 230. That's it. Bottom curl go up. I really kind of wanted lower because the lower it would have went, the more money I would have made. But it stopped at 230, and I said, all right, that's it. It's back up again. Can't do anything. That's it. I want you to see another one. Again, this one is a money making. All right, just pure money making. Here we've got the job numbers. Investors are unhappy. The Dow is down 200 points, and I go after TDD. And I look at TDD, and it's gapping down a point, right? Just a point. And I said, you know what? Because I know how the market works, and I understand the complexity of the market and what the job numbers mean and how this stock reacts. Again, this is years and years and years and years of trading. Everything I'm showing you isn't happening overnight. But what I try to do is give you the opportunities that it's showing me. So the opportunity today was, traders, this stock is going to go down to 228 to 230 right at the open. It's going to dump. I want to see this dump right at the open. And when it does, I want you to long to 233 or more. If it tops off, you can fade it. I want you to look how this stock traded today. If you had just followed this one, imagine buying calls or playing equity. I mean, I want you to see how this one played out. Are you ready? TDD. You go to TDD. All right, so here is TDD. Now, once you look at the gap, see the gap? See how it pulled a point. There's the gap. Remember, I said 1 point down already. Now, what did I say? The stock will pull to 228 to 230. When it does that, go long. 228 to 230, go long. Now look, 9 points. 10 if you took it at 229. 10 points. 10 points on a day nobody really wanted to trade. And it was explained to you and spelled out to you in detail, step after step after step. Why? Because you're around a pro. You can't get this in any other chat room. Nobody's got the balls to put this shit in writing to begin with. And no one's got the balls to fucking tell you this is where it's going. Now, did I see 239? No. But I certainly don't short momentum, right? There was no topping. And I kept saying in the chat room, I had a trader that accidentally messed up on Beyond Trade, and so I immediately told him, go long TDD. I told him, go long TDD so you can make your money. And hopefully he did what I asked him to do. And the stock went all the way to 239. And if he had bought it when I told him before I went on break, he would have made 5 points and 100 shares. So anyway, listen, I cannot express enough the opportunities the market continues to give us. In the next coming weeks, we are going to have a phenomenal time. I want you to look at what's coming up on earnings. And we love earnings in this chat room. We play them so well. Look at the calendar coming up. Look at the amount of the companies reporting. I mean, Netflix. The banks start on the 16th. We have WD-40 next Tuesday. I mean, 3M, iRobot, Boeing, Anthem. These are stocks that are going to give us massive plays, beautiful opportunities, and we're going to be here nailing each one just like we did the last quarter. And so this is why I decided to come up with something for a trader that really wants to do well. And so what I did is I came up with this right here. I was in a good mood. And I was thinking, you know what? If you sign up for the 4th of July, and you become an annual. If you're becoming an annual, you're committing to Awesome Calls Trading. It allows me to help you become that trader. That's why I like annuals, because I can work with the trader throughout the year, see where their hiccups are, help them out, help them get through their issues. But they're committing to me. In my world, I want to give something back. So the first thing I want to do is I want to fund $500 towards a platform account, preferably like a TradeNet or a SureTrader. Where this way you can open an account, and on certain calls that I give you, like a DBVT, I can say, here, use 10,000 of your buying power, short 1,000 shares, and you will double your money today. That's first and foremost. Okay. Second, I want to pay for a scan for 6 months. This is important to me because I want you to be able to read the scan. I want you to see the news like I do. So when I go, what did the news say? You could say it said this. Let's interpret the news, you and me. And I will read through the news. That way you can study how it was written. And then third, if you're an existing member, I want to send you back your monthly. So by the time you're all done, you're only paying about 75 bucks for the room for a month. But it's your commitment to me and my commitment to you for you to make money, because I know I could double that 500. That's automatic. I already know I could do. I could have done it today if you were in the chat room. And that's why I offered the special. Okay? And it's just there's a lot of opportunities out there, traders, every day. A ton of opportunities. I mean, just coming on the webinar, I want you to see the opportunity. Avco. Remember that trade I took before the webinar started about 20 minutes ago? I said 283 long. I have a sell order at 284. Look at it. That's already 65 cents in the money. 200 shares is 120 bucks. Just for me talking. It's not that hard to make $6 a day in this room or $100. You just have to execute. Anyway, I'm still holding this. And if it hits 284 before the close, I sold it. Otherwise, I'll hold it till Monday and open up at 285, 286 and sell it. Okay? So that is today's great webinar. And come Monday, I'm going to do this all over again. All right? So thank you so much. And if you want to become a member for a day, a week, or a month, just click here. You immediately go into the site and just scroll down to Awesome Calls. Just go down. All these positive reviews we have, our webinars. All right. And as you go scroll down, then you have your 25, your 100 for the week, 197. And the beauty of this room is that if you are for a day or a week and you convert to a month, I give you all your money back. And then when you want to, and then when you're ready, you just step up to the annual. Click right there and you're in. And if you want a 2-year, you have that too. And all these I give everything on those. Okay. I don't do lifetime traders. I mean, I think I don't like that. I think when people say lifetime in a chat room, I think they're just trying to take advantage of a client, and I don't like that. I don't. I mean, lifetime. I mean, I'm happy every day I wake up. I feel blessed, So, what's lifetime? And I don't know. I just love what I do. I love helping people. I love teaching people all the mistakes that I made, so you don't make the mistakes. And guess what? Look at this. You see it? You see? I just come in. I pick a trade, and I'm making $100+ with 100 shares. That's it. And I gave everyone the opportunity. And if you were in our room, you could have just clicked this while I was talking and made this money. Isn't that beautiful? And I have a sell order limit at 284. All I need is 22 cents. You can make money just watching a webinar. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to training with you Monday morning. Take care. God bless.